there it goes. It's doing something. Hi, it's Heather over at HeathersHobbieHaven. So, thanks for joining me to color. Today, we are going to be doing this adorable Whimsy Stamps image called Lizzy. And Denise over at Whimsy Stamps is letting us use this one for free. So if you missed that, you'll want to go over to their Facebook page and pick this little image up, and you can color her all you want. Isn't she just adorable? Thank you, Sylvia Zett, who made her up. She's just has such adorable little images. Don't you just love them? So that is what we're going to be doing today. So I'm going to give everybody a couple of minutes to pop in and say hello and make sure everybody's here. Hi, Dee. See, Dee showed up. Yay! So this is what we're doing today. Next week, we are going to be doing this adorable one by Dreamland Crafts. His name is Off to a Flying Start. So we will be doing him next Thursday at noon. So that's the 28th. If you'd like to go pick him up, he's already in the store. You can grab him, and he can be... oh, heck, I forgot what I was going to say. He's a card kit I just put in the store yesterday. So, hi, Sue. Thanks for joining me. So, he's in there. You can go pick him up. Let's see. What else do we got? Oh, sale. I decided that we'd do 25% off again this week, and the coupon code is going to be YouTube. So, if you want to pick something up for 25% off, head over to the store, and you can use YouTube as your coupon code and get 25% off. So that's what we're going to be doing. Last week we had a drawing for this adorable Love You So Much stamp by Whimsy Stamps. And I drew a winner for her this morning. So my winner was, and I know I'm going to get it completely wrong, so I'm so sorry if I just butcher it, but Zuzana from Slovakia is our winner. So I emailed you this morning, Zuzana. If you want to respond to that with me with your address, I will drop the cute little stamp in the mail for you, and we will get that started. So our winner, or our giveaway this week, is going to be this adorable saturated canary image called Nevia. And believe it or not, Krista had a drawing on her Facebook page, or one of her pages, to name this little image, and I was reading a book, and I was the winner. I named this stamp, and you can't get these anymore because she's no longer in business. So if you want to grab this as a freebie, go down to the giveaway at the bottom of the post, and you can enter for this week's drawing to win this stamp. And yes, I used it, so it is a used one. But you can be the winner next week when we have our class, and you could get this in your mail. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started here with our thank you and our Lizzy. So let me find my directions and my girl. She's just really cute. Okay, let's put all this stuff over here. Okay, so let's go down. So that we can go in the right thing there. And we're going to do our outlining first. So let's go ahead and outline with C00. Did you girls, did Sue and Dee, did you pick up an image today and you're coloring along with me, or you are just hanging out and saying hi? All right, so we are going to go around our girl. So I'm not going to do anything fancy. I'm just going to go around all this stuff and give her an outline. And I'm going to kind of bring her skin down in here so I'm not worried that I go up into this direction. And if you're joining us from the Whimsy group, make sure to stop in and say hi so that we can all welcome you to our coloring day. We enjoy having new people join us. I'm going to go out here too. And I'm thinking that these little dots out here are going to get cut off, but just for the sake of doing the coloring, I will just go quickly around those. Some of this stuff on the outside, when I cut it out, isn't going to be there anymore. And if you do your outlining first, if you get some on your girl you don't want on there or on your image, you can erase it. It's much easier than trying to erase things after you have it all colored and worry about touching things and dragging it into the background, because I do that all the time. And if you do the outlining, it kind of gives it a little bit of a shadow, so it looks like it's popping off the page a little bit instead of so flat. That's why I do the outlining. You can totally leave it out if you don't like that. And let's see, we got this little curve right here. And we're going to end up back at the start. And I'm going to go ahead and do these circles too, because I'm not sure where the cutoff part is going to be. But pretty quick and easy, not too bad. Hi Jada, thanks for joining me. Michelle. And Trish, hi Trish. All right, so that's the outlining, pretty quick and simple, right? Okay, so let's go ahead and do her skin next. So for that, we're going to use 11, 21, 00, 000. And for cheeks, I'm going to use R, 20, and 30. Pretty much the standard here. I really like those colors, so that's usually what I use unless I'm trying to branch out. So we're going to start with E11. And let's go ahead. I'm going to have the light coming from over here, so I'm going to do this side of her neck. And I'm going to go down to this little circle here on her neck, as that's going to be my stopping spot. And then for her hair, let's do underneath this leaf. And then we're going to come right down and along the edge of this hair. And then I'm going to bring this around where her chin is at. Then I'm going to put on some E21. And for that, I set down on top of my E11 and I flick away from it. And even though I stopped right here on this little dot, I'm going to bring this line down just a little bit more. I'm going to color her ear in. And then we're going to connect these two lines. And then we're going to touch down on top of E11 and flick into our white space. Hi Linda, thanks for joining us. Next we're going to add E00. So again, touch down on top of your E21. And I'm going to go on the other side of this little leaf. And let's go between this flower here. And then up here we're going to again touch down on E21. And I don't worry about it blending because we're going to go over it again after we put our cheek color in. So if it looks a little messy, that's okay. And next we'll have E00. And for this I'm going to go to the bottom of, I'm going to call it her dress right here. The bodice of her dress. And then I'm going to color her face the rest of the way in. And again, it looks pretty blotchy, but that's okay. Then we will add some cheek color. So we're going to do R20 first. And for this side, because there's not much showing, I'm going to go from the edge of her cheek and that. And then over here, let's do right about kind of a little bit to the right of her eye. And I kind of flick away from the middle, and then I come this way and I flick this way towards the left. So right, left. That way it's really dark in the middle and it kind of feathers out on the edge. Hi, Sue. Thanks for joining us. Next, we're going to add R30 to soften that. So touch down on top of your R20. And I just don't do too much, just a little bit just to soften that edge. And same thing, you're going to go from the middle and out. That will make it darker in the middle, lighter on the edges. And then I always skip the first one, so I'm going to go with my E21 again. Then we're going to add E00. I'll probably add a second coat of skin or of cheek color. I usually end up doing that after I go completely over it. And then we'll go over with E000. And for this, I usually wipe over her entire face. And then add my second coat of cheek color. R30. Did you girls all go over to Whimsy and pick up this little image? Don't forget to go over and like their Facebook page too, and thank them for giving us the image to use. And then I'm going to go over that with my E000. Hi, W. Bailey. How are you today? Thanks for joining us. Okay, so now I'm going to do, just so I don't color the leaves, I'm going to do those next because I would color the leaves instead of part of her hair. So we don't want her hair to be green. So I'm going to do the leaves next. For that, we're going to use G16, 5, and 12. So I'm going to start with G16. And I'm not doing anything fancy. I'm just going to go from the little pointy end to the fat end and add a little bit of color and a little kind of a long line in the middle. And this one, they got the opposite direction. So we're still going to do the dark color up there towards that fat end. Did I miss some? I think I got them all. Let's see, nothing fancy. Now we're going to go with 05. So again, I'm going to touch down on top of my G16, and I just want to add a little bit more color. Whoops, colored out of the lines. That never happens, I'm sure, to any of you guys, right? I'll try not to color her face green. Oh! Hi, Susannia! Glad you could join us. Yes, you're the winner, and I'll make sure to check my email so I can get that out to you right away. All right, so now we're going to go with G12. And for this, I'm just going to color it all the way in. So I'm going to go over all the colors. Don't forget, guys, to go and enter the drawing for this week. Because if you love Krista Smith's Saturated Canary images, remember, she's no longer in business, so you're going to want to go over and enter so that you can get that stamp. And the link is down at the very bottom of the description box. I think I got them all. Okay. So next, since we're going along with the leaves, let's do the flowers next. So for that, we're going to use RV 69199, and then for the center of the flower, I'm going to use Y32. So I'm going to start with RV69, and this is a color I hardly ever use. So if you happen to never hardly use it, you might want to pop the end off the other side so that it can pressurize it in there so it doesn't make that big blobby thing, because I know I hate that when that happens. So we don't want that to happen to anyone else. So I'm just going to keep my darkest color towards the center like I did with the leaves, just kind of towards the end here. And just give him a couple little flicks away from the center part. So while we're thinking about it, next week we're going to do the Dreamland Crafts Boy, but what do you girls want to do the following week? If you're watching this later, make sure to leave me a comment below, because I'm making a list and I haven't started anything for the next week. So if you have something particular you want to do, let me know and I will write it down, because I'm going to need to start that this week so that I can show you an example and you can go pick up the image and things you need for that. Hi Teresa, thanks for joining us. Next we're going to do RV19, and again, if this isn't a color that you use very much, pop the other end off. And I'm just going to add some more color. And if you keep it kind of towards the middle, you can leave the outside edges for your lightest color, depending on how you want your flower to look. Okay, and I'm also going to use this color to do the little circles. So I'm not going to do anything fancy. I'm just going to color those in because some of them are really small. And I did not, when I printed my girl out, I didn't make her any bigger or smaller. This was what size she was when I downloaded her. Excuse me. Next, we will fill them in with RV09. And with this color, I go over the previous color, so I'm going to go over the entire petal. And this is actually a color I don't use these RVs very much, so mine's pretty wet, so don't forget that if you don't use them much, to pop the other end off. And then we're going to fill in the center with Y32. Nothing too fancy. Well, Sue, I don't know. Oh, well, that could be too. I didn't go get mine off the Facebook page. I didn't think of that. Sorry about that. Denise sent me mine like a month and a half ago. So I got mine in a little zippy folder. So it could be that, you know, they have it a different size. So you're probably going to have to resize it then if it took up, obviously if it took up the whole page, you're going to have to resize that. I didn't think of that because I got mine from Denise over at Whimsy. She just emailed it to me. So I could do it ahead of time so they could post it on their blog and on their Facebook group to share. Okay, Linda, you're gonna do... So you've been doing... You mean when you pick your pin up, when you pull the cap off, you have a different... You want to always pick up the side with the brush end, or you want to always pick up the side with the other side, with the chisel end? So for hair, we're going to use E23, 55, 31, and 51. Because when you pick up your markers of your, the markers have this little... gray band right here that's on the brush side. So when you pull the cap off, you have this side is gray and it's got the little brush tip. That's how I always tell mine. Well, I always store mine up like this so that the brush end is down. So, but see how it has the little, when you put the cap on, it's got the gray ring around the outside here. This side over here does not have that. So this is the brush side, or if you've replaced it with the chisel end, this is where the fine nib goes if you don't have the chisel nib anymore. So that's how you can tell, is the gray ring on the marker. Excuse me. Does that make sense? Somebody gave me the stupid cough. I hope I'm not getting that, what my husband has. He's been coughing for weeks. I don't want that. So we're going to start with E23. And I'm going to put that where I want to have the darkest part. So let's do, and when I do this, the flicks for my hair, I tend to hold my pin up straighter so it's not leaned, so I can get smaller streaks. So if you hold it up flatter or straight up in the air, for me, I can get little streaks like this. And we'll continue with those. And remember, as soon as you touch the paper, you're going to start, the paper starts sucking up that ink. So you still want to be pretty quick when you're doing your stripes or your streaks. You don't want to just let it sit there, because the longer you let it sit there, the more ink's going to gather and the fatter your little lines are going to be. And right here on this one, it kind of goes back in. There's not a little bump right here, but I'm going to make it have a dark spot right there where it bumps in. And then when it comes up from the bump, we'll put a little bit. And then right here is a little valley. So down in the valley, we're going to put some color. And again, here's another one of those little where it looks like it's going in, like she's got a curl. And I'm just going to work my way around. And this one right here is kind of goes in and then it goes up. So I'm going to go from this flower petal right here, and then I'm going to come down. And then we better add some to the ends. Oh, fit to page. Good idea, Teresa. Okay, so let's do a little bit over here. And then even though this is behind everything, so I'm going to bring this darker color out underneath this petal right here. And then we want to do coming away from her face. Oops, trying to color her face like I just did. And this hair comes from way back over here, so I'm not going to put any up in this area. You could. It is behind her neck, so it could be darker up there. I think I'll bring this down just a little bit. We might add a little bit later. Okay, so that's okay. That's good for the first color. Now we're going to add E55. Okay, so we're just going to go right on top of our E23, and I pull my streaks out. Again, hold your pin a little bit upright, so you get those smaller stripes. I'm going to fill this little section right here in. Try not to color that leaf. Oops, I'm tipping my pen too far to the right. My streaks are getting fatter. And I better bring a little bit of this right into here. Let's do, this looks funny. Okay, we'll try that. Now we'll add E31. I'm getting closer to done, so it's getting easier to add the little streaks in there. And then I'm going to go over all of that with E51. You could also leave white spots in there if you like that. I tend to just wipe over the entire area. Try not to touch that red. Oops, I think I forgot right up here. And then I'm going to go with E23 to add this dark back in. So let's do over here first. And there is her hair. Isn't she cute? How are you girls flicking going with your hair? Are you still doing okay? Or are you doing still lots of practice on that? I think this thing's still going down. So there she is, all colored up. Fabulous. So I have my little girl here. So for my stuff, I'm going to, well, first let's go out a little bit. So I'm going to go up. Don't get dizzy. So for this little heart that I have for my card, I'm going to color that RV19 too, so that, whoops, she will match my flowers. And I didn't do anything fancy. I just colored over it with my marker, trying to color your finger. I would do that too. Uh-oh, now it's going to be, oh, it's stuck. I'm going to do the edge too. So we got our little heart there colored. And I thought ahead, and I cut my girl out. I know I cheated. I cheated. So we got all our stuff here. I think I'll go up just a little bit more. Whoops, wrong way. I had it good the first time. Okay, so I cut her out, and this little sentiment here is from, I couldn't find it on the CC Designs website, but it's called Pool Party. It's right here. It's got a bunch of things about swimming and stuff, but I love that little thank you sentiment. So it also has thinking of you. So if you find it, it's called Pool Party. I couldn't find it over there, but I could have just missed it. Or I would have put a link down in the description box. Okay, so we're not going to do anything fancy with it today. Pretty simple. So I always make sure that my card is opening, you know, the right direction. And this, believe it or not, this was, this purple here was Christmas paper. I got a bunch of Christmas paper out. There, I knew it was going to run out of tape. I came prepared today. I have an extra. I'm like, I think this is getting to the end. Ta-da! So you're doing lots of practice. Good job. Lots of practice. Those little flicking things for that hair are not easy. You have to practice. Okay, this I'm going to, because it's kind of small at the top, I'm going to use this liquid stuff up here. Well, just to attach it, period. Okay, let's go like so. And I used the die to cut this out too, so that I could get this and the little heart. And this little die was from, it's an Amy Tangerine die. I want to call it XOXO. I couldn't find that either. I'm sorry. I'm terrible at finding things today, evidently. And then I'm going to attach this one. And this I just popped into this little spot. Like so. And you have a super quick, fast card that you can send to a friend, telling them thank you. Maybe you went to lunch and you're like, thanks for coming to lunch for me. Or you did something fun together. You could send that off to them and tell them you appreciate them. I need to do that more. I need to be reminded to send my friends a card. I know I'm a card maker and I never send out cards. I'm a terrible, terrible person. So that was this week, Lizzy. If you missed the link, make sure to head over to Whimsy Stamps Facebook page and pick her up. I don't know how long they're going to have her over there, but she is free, so you can color her for free. Next week, we are going to do this one. Don't forget, Off to a Flying Start. So if you'd like to pick him up, head over to the store, and he's on the scrolly thing at the top of the store right now. So you can just click on that and go straight there. And don't forget to use your coupon YouTube, all one word, to get 25% off. So that's kind of like, you don't get free shipping, but with the 25% off, it's kind of like getting free shipping. So if you just wanted to order that, you could pick that up and do that. And don't forget to enter the drawing for Nivea here. And maybe you could win that next week during our class. And yes, thank you, Whimsy, for giving us the freebie for us to use today. That was very kind of you. Thanks a bunch. We really appreciate it. Make sure you guys head over to their Facebook page and tell them thank you for giving us that, so that they'll maybe next time they'll give us something new next month to play with. So I hope you girls all had fun coloring with me today. If you have a question, make sure to leave me a comment down below in the description or under the description box, and I'm happy to answer all questions. If you have an idea of what you would like to do for a future live stream class, make sure to leave that down in the comments below so that I can write it on my list, because I'm running out of things that people have asked for. Thank you, Jada, for spreading the thing about the Ranger ink. That was awesome. I got a couple people that took me up on that 50% off Ranger inks coupon that we had last week. I still have a bunch of Ranger inks. I don't really use them to watercolor anymore. So if you have anybody else who wants to get in on that sale, tell them to email me and I will give them a new coupon, and they can still get those for 50% off, because I don't need them just sitting here doing nothing. That's not helping me out or anyone else. Maybe we should do watercoloring with our Ranger inks, so that maybe then people would want to buy some too with a coupon. So if you'd like that, put it down in the description box. So hope you guys all had fun today. And if you have questions, again, leave me a comment and I'll make sure to do that. There's no Bible journaling tonight. So if you join me for Bible journaling, we're not doing that tonight. I'm going to a card class with the ladies here in town, and we're going to color some flowers. So I did do this week's verse, and I already put a video up for that yesterday. So if you missed it, head over to the YouTube station and you can find that and watch verse 2. But I'll be back next week at 7:30 p.m. Pacific time to do our week 3. So if you want to do that, make sure to head over there and do that. So I hope you guys all had fun. We'll see you next week. Bye.